Hello everyone, welcome to the video of Finance Freddy's. I want you to make sure you hydrate before the start of this video and make sure you subscribe too. Come back at the end of the video to tell you that more. But let's get right into it. So, Finance at Freddy's is the most controversial game series as we know. Since it's popular among most people. Not all. Not all. Not all. Not all people. Not all people like Finance Freddy's, not everybody likes it. It's not everyone. But people like it. So throughout the year since 2014 when it first released, it has gotten a big fan base around it. Old and new. The series has grown from the games to even books. Now even a movie coming out this year. What's even better about this is it's the first movie, and we're also getting the first DLC for Security Breach in the same year, which is great. Uh, but to get back on track with what I wanted to talk about in this video is the game franchise itself. How it's stuck with us. Most of the people that actually like the game, like Daco, MapHat, and the game theorists that have anxiety and depression because of it. Uh, I want to talk about that because I think it's gonna be kind of interesting joining into the FNAF community as a person that wants to just talk about it, possible theorizing, and just talking about the game franchise itself as a whole. Because personally, as a whole, you need to look at the game personally, you need to look at the game as franchise as a whole, not everything as a whole, like books and everything. Game franchise, personally, I think is more important than books. So yeah, I get the books have knowledge, like actual lore stuff to the series, but personally, I think the games, like if you dive into the games, you can possibly create a timeline with it from before the books, for everything. Before the fifth game, actually, before actually the sixth game, Pizza Simulator, when you had everything up to FNAF World, you actually had a solid like timeline. Like, okay, here's what happened. But to get back on track, I want to talk about Scott Cawthon real quick. The man, the myth, the legend, Scott Cawthon, the creator. Before Five Nights at Freddy's, he had a simple game that most people know of called Chippers and Sons Co. No, Chipper and Sons Co. Lumber Co. Lumber Co. Uh, there's a period after Co. It's in the title. And when you are like watching my pad stuff and you see the title or any game theaters that mention it with the title, they didn't create that title with the period. It's the actual title. The period's there. It's not for special effects. You guys were wondering. Uh, it was originally made for phones, for your mobile phone, back in 2013. And then in 2015, God made it available for PC users on Games Jolt. Same with FNAF World. Uh, but God made Shippers and Sons Lumber and Co. available 2 years after the massive success of FNAF 1. Uh, but from here on out, I'm gonna start referring to Scott Coffin as just Scott, simple, and Finance at Freddy's as FNAF, or just sometimes Finance at Freddy's. But so from 2014 came from 2014 got the release of FNAF 1 and 2. Both became big hits in 2014. Months after. But to go actually into depth lore, so got FNAF 1 and 2 coming out. 2014, months apart. Both hits, both successes. FNAF 3 comes out, another big success. It was said to be the last game. Then 2014, then just later that year, 2026, FNAF 4 came out. And FNAF 4 was said, a teaser, this is the last one. This is the last game. But if you brighten one up, it's brighten it up, said, or is it? We got FNAF 4, then a year later, got Sister Location. Right after that. Then right after Sister Location, we got FNAF 6. No, we actually got FNAF World after Sister. Then FNAF 6. Then of course then most people know VR came out, then AR, then Security Breach. And now the DLC are coming out this year. But going to depth into the lore, but going more into depth into the lore would require too much time, and I don't have that time to give right now. But back on topic here. FNAF Security Breach, or Finance Freddy Security Breach, they work. Don't see two of the characters that we've been with us from the beginning. Foxy and Bonnie are the two ones I'm talking about. We're not there. And as you know, throughout the games, we see Foxy, Bonnie in the first one, Foxy and Bonnie in the second one as the Withered and Toy, Bonnie being Toy and Mangle being Foxy. And then FNAF 3 with Phantom Foxy and Springtrap. Then FNAF 4 with Nightmare animatronics. And then FNAF Sister Location with the Funtime animatronics with Funtime Foxy and Bon Bon. Then FNAF 6 comes along, we get different customizations of Chica and, Foxy and Bonnie. FNAF Roll 2, more cuter versions. Then Ultimate Custom with all of them there. And then VR has them. And AR has them. But Security Breach doesn't. What happened to them? Where are they? Were they ever there? Where did they go? Were they ever there in the first place? Most people have been asking. By looking at the logs from the game, we see that Bonnie was in the piece of Plex before the player Gregory, arrives. Bonnie is there. We get logs saying, Kits has been asking us, where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? We miss him. We see Bonnie Bowl getting remodeled in the game when we were playing. Like, everything's getting removed from it, and it's getting remodeled. But the model they used was an older version. What we see is of Bonnie is the whole Bonnie Bowl part. That's like one of the many versions of Bonnie we see. Then we see Pirate Bonnie on one of the cardboard cutouts for the whole play stuff, and then we see Shadow Bonnie cutout from VR right in Rockstar Row. Right by that vent, like you look and you see Shadow Bonnie sitting on something, it's cutout out. And you also see, I think, a Bonnie cutout too. Then you'll see Bonnie's guitar in his old guitar in the display case, and him on one of the old posters on the wall. But that's like only on time, like we see him. But for actual Bonnie, like the actual main animatronic Bonnie in the game, we have no idea where he is. All we know is that all we see is the Bonnie full image on the wall. Cutouts really don't count as he's in the Pizzaplex, or he was. the main thing that we know he was in the Pizzaplex was Bonnie Bolt and the logs. And as for Foxy, we know his president is gonna be there. So if it was a real corporate, he was gonna be there. But by looking at the logs for Bonnie, we know he got decommissioned, saying that Bonnie's decommissioned, Monty's taking his place. But we don't know what happened though. I believe there's right host. There's something about him being potentially added into the Pizzaplex later, or seeing him, like a no remain of him, like being added back. Same with Foxy being added. Like if it was a real one, like we saw teasers of Foxy being added, like possibly being added in like Kids Cove, like the whole redo, like they're adding in like pirate themed stuffs for Foxy, like is a real corporate entity adding in like oh, like let's add in stuff to see what kids think. Throughout the game we see more things about Foxy, like Hitch Cove, more cutouts, more pirate themed stuff in the daycare theater. Uh like down in the underneath the theater, see that. We also, the major thing we see is Hitch Cove getting a redo, like oh, like there's a pirate ship, there's the lighthouse, there's tons of cutouts for Foxy's pirate adventure. More of that than Bonnie getting re-added in. We see more or less Bonnie getting removed from the Pizzaplex than he is getting added into the Pizzaplex. This is gonna be going on for a little bit more. I don't have time right now to continue on with this, so I'm gonna be doing a part 2. But I hope you all like this one as the first one as theorist and or as a talk show host now, possibly for the Entertainment Lab. And I hope you all like this. I hope I see you all in the next one. Bye bye.